Hello, everyone. It's Yogi here. I hope you're well. And today, you know what? I know which day it is of the week. It's Thursday, isn't it? Isn't that wonderful? I got it right this time. And maybe for some of you, it's already Friday. Who knows? But yes, it's firmly Thursday today, okay? And so I lost one day, I think, yesterday. And so today, yes, we're back to the future. We're back to 2026. Okay, if you have not noticed, yes, I'm back with my besties, my saga. Okay, yesterday's saga played up and erased all the stitches I've got for my Gecko Rouge project. Craft shed. No, not what it is. Craft cupboard. Oh, I've got a lot of quite a lot of cupboard related projects. I get mixed up. So yes, I will tell you a little bit more about that. It's a mystery, and I'll show you what happened to my app, just in case that happened to you as well. But so today I'm stitching this piece. Vibrant Fusion, and it's a piece by Stitches So Beautiful. So the company I only discovered fairly recently. Maybe, well, I kept hearing about the name, but until it didn't really register until maybe this time. Maybe sometime this year. I can't remember. And I just thought, it sounds like a wonderful company. So I went and had a look. And indeed, they've got a lot of beautiful patterns. Okay, if you're not familiar with them, go have a look. And Stitch is so beautiful. And so currently, I've got two patterns from them. One is the seaside. Festive seascape, and also this one, Vibrant Fusion, from different artists. And I love this one, really. And I just fall in love with this piece. And originally, I was going to stitch a different piece from the same artist, but then I came across this one. Let me show you, okay? The markup. Here it comes. There. Isn't that just uplifting? When you look at it, it's so beautiful. And apparently, this artist, she created this piece to kind of celebrate Van Gogh, the kind of style and color palette as well. And I love it. I know it's not a Van Gogh piece, but it's got that spirit. About it. And also I love all the flowers as well, and the sun and the butterflies in the background there. So it's a wonderful piece. And so this piece I cannot remember, a couple months ago. We did a marathon, Stitch Is So Beautiful marathon, and 10 hours of stitching. Okay, and so I made a little bit of progress. Day to day I swap different projects, and the past 2 weeks I was back in 2082, so very little progress during that period. But let me show you what I've got so far. Okay, saga, please don't play up. We're best friends. We're best friends. All right then. Let me show you what's happening here. Okay, so this is ignore all the crosses. This is what it looks like, but I want to show you the stats. So currently, at 0.26 percent. So barely, not even 0.3% just yet. Okay, and this piece is a max version for Stitch Is So Beautiful. This is max of the max. It's the largest in size. I think it's 600 by 600, and it's got 175 colors if you look at the left side panel there. And oh dear, I'm not even, I haven't even done 1,000 stitches just yet. Currently 940 stitches, okay? And one stitch at a time, And I'm going to start a sprint here, okay? Right here. I'm doing it, Susan. And so here, This is what I did yesterday as well, and I will come back. I'll circle back and talk about what happened yesterday. Why all the stitches got marked stitches got erased, from my gecko rouge. It's a bit of a mystery. So let me come back here, okay? And I will tell you a little bit more about how I got here. But first of all, let me say hello to all of you. Let's start with the, positive, happy things. And that is all of you are here with me today. And let's have a look. We have Rajal here. Hello, happy Stitching Thursday. Yes, I really need to read Rajal's, comments every day because Rajal mentioned the day of the week, right? So I just need, if I'm in doubt, I can always look up to Rajal's comments, so to confirm the day of the week. So it's firmly Thursday, and Sarah is here as well. Sarah loves this one. I know, I love it too. And it makes me so happy when I look at it. And Linda as well is here in the chat and says, hello everyone, happy stitching to everybody. And let's have a look. And we have Beland here as well, and happy to join you. So today, and happy to have you back, and welcome. And Lizzie as well. Hello, Lizzie. And Kelly Shaw is also here in the chat, and Susan waving at everybody. And Lona, oh, hello, Lona. Welcome back. Lona, we celebrated Lona's birthday yesterday. I know it's a few days ago, but I wasn't here to celebrate real time. So happy birthday. And let's have a look. And we also have Chelsea. Chelsea's back with us. Great to see you. I hope you're feeling great today. And also Amanda. Great to see you, Amanda. And Grace Houston as well says, hi, hello, Yogi and Stitchers. Yes, love to you as well. I think Grace is probably struggling with not having the members emojis. So the emojis are not back yet, are they? For some of the users, the Stitchers. If you're on Apple mobile devices, currently your emoji is less. Some of you might be able to see the regular emojis, but the members emojis are, not there right now. So it's an Apple issue, Apple mobile issue. So if you're on desktop like me, no problem. But I think here's the substitute yogi move. And so hello to you, Grace. And let's have a look. And Sana is back with us. Great to see you. Great to have you back. And Mandy Moran as well. And Barlow the Bunny is also back with us. And Heather Houston, hello. And Michelle, hello, Michelle. And hope you had a lovely dinner yesterday. It was yesterday, wasn't it? And Michelle was having a 31-year anniversary of happy marriage. How nice. I really need some advice from you. Okay, maybe we can have a chat. And Alisa is also here as well. And Sola is also here. Great to see you. And Carla Hill as well. It's been a little while. It has been a little while. Where have you been, Carla? Yes, welcome back. Oh my goodness. So sometimes, stitches just disappear for a little bit and reappear. It's always great to see, to have you back. And Love Drunk is also here as well. And Suzanne, hello. And who else have we got here? Monique as well, welcome back. And Jojo. Hello, Jojo. Jojo says, hi, chat. Sorry, I'm late. Yes. Well, we just started. So technically, you're right on time. And Jojo says, I had to pick up my daughter-in-law at the airport. I hope everything went well. Happy reunion. And great to see you, Jojo. And Alicia is also here as well. Great to see you. And Pink Nanu, Nanum. You decide. Pink Nanum. Yes. Hello. I'm feeling obsolete when you say 1982. Yes. I was there for 2 weeks and I'm back. Back to the future, back to the future. And Clara, great to see you, and hope you're well. And cross stitch with Esther as well. Great to have you back. And also, let's have a look. And Carla, yes, yogi move. Now, showing off. Yes, some of you have no members emoji. And Clara's emoji less. And great to see you guys. And Peggy, great to see you. I don't know what, maybe we met before, and if not, hello. And Marlene is back with us as well. Wonderful, great to see you guys. So today, this piece, okay, before that, why don't we talk about the saga situation? Because I posted, this happened right after the moment we ended the stream yesterday. If you were here before, we say, hey, bye everyone, 99. And I turn around to my app, okay, my saga here. Because my habit is normally at the end of the stream, I would turn to my app and I delete the sprint here, okay? So normally I start a sprint right in front of you and let me go back. So let me open up my Gecko Rouge project here. Okay, so this is what it looks like right now, okay? Originally, I have to confess, if you look at the entirety of the chart, you probably find it quite challenging to find my stitches because I've only got tiny bit at the bottom, okay, in the middle bit. But look at this, it's completely empty. It's kind of completely empty, but not totally, okay? Let me show you what happened here. So normally, at the end of the stream, I would turn to my app, and normally I'm looking at this screen. Okay? Not calendar. I would have the sprint running still, and I would go and delete the sprint, because normally I want to do it at the end of every stream so I remember it. And next time when I work on the same piece, there isn't a legacy, a sprint there. Sometimes you can see the previous session, but I want to hide it, every stream is a fresh one. So yesterday I did the same thing. I turned around to my app looking at the sprint. I removed it. There's a bin. So if you start a new one, for instance, let me test it, okay? Normally, can you see that? So normally this is what I look at the end of every stream with, 3,000 stitches that I've done during the stream. And I go and press the bin. Can you see the bin icon? I do that, right? And it goes, would you like to delete the sprint? I say yes. Nothing happens. All it is, because the sprint is just a counter, so it captures the number of stitches within that session. It doesn't affect what's on your canvas. It doesn't. But yesterday when I did that, the whole thing disappeared. All the stitches were gone. It just doesn't make sense, because I have not switched, because that should only happen if you change the tab, and now I'm looking at the calendar. It looks different. It doesn't have that bin icon unless you go up the upper right of the screen. So it's quite major, right? So normally I wouldn't be looking at the calendar. I'm looking at the sprint here. But yesterday, for some reason, when I deleted my sprint, whole thing was gone. And look at this. I cannot figure out what happened here, because had I hit the red bin, which will delete the entire calendar. So clearly that's not what I did, because if I press that red bin on the upper right corner there by accident, nothing will be left on my calendar, right? But for some mysterious reason, I've got the session that was done on the 11th of June, which I think was the last one. Was it yesterday's? Yes, it was yesterday. So yesterday's session the stitches, well, it's not accurate anyway. I didn't do 412, so I have no idea what's going on. Let me open this. I don't know what this is. 2026, 11th of June. Guys, yesterday you were here, right? I did about just under 300. It was under 300. And it says 412. It doesn't make sense. It was from yesterday. And so it's weird, first of all. And what happened to the rest of the set of the calendar dates? I definitely did not delete all of them one by one, did I? Because if I can mass delete, but this bit wouldn't be here. So I don't know what happened. It's a mystery to me, because I deleted the sprint, which was only for yesterday, and the whole thing is gone. So currently, because for a moment I thought it was empty, it was 0, but no, look at this. I've got 412 left from my calendar for some reason. So I have no clue what happened, okay, guys? So I hope this is some sort of freak accident that, maybe Saga is just really mad that I was in 1982 for 2 weeks and tried to punish me. But I don't know. I don't know. Any theories? What do you know what happened? I really don't know. So, yes, no idea. So hopefully someone can help me out here and give me some guidance. I don't want it to happen again. Because seriously, I really only turn around and delete the thingy. The sprint. That's it. So I have no idea. Hi, Laura. Great to see you, Laura. And Sherry's as well. And let's have a look. Steve. Hello, Steve. Steve will be lurking as usual. You can lurk around as much as you like, Steve. Great to see you. And Susan says, did Dolly press a button? Well, I like to blame Dolly, but she wasn't here in the room when that happened. So I can't really do that. Alisa says Saga got a little drunk. Because it doesn't make sense. If you use Saga at all, if you hit that red bin by accident, the whole thing from the calendar would be gone. And that's not what happened. And also, I really wasn't, I'm very mindful about the calendar. Normally, I would only have the sprint tab on because I have no reason to go to calendars, right? So I have no idea. Suzanne says you can just minimize the sprint, then no worry about deleting everything. I don't know what you mean by minimizing the sprint. I mean, normally I don't look at it until the end of the stream. And normally I have no problem. Let me start stitching, okay? Get these little hands warmed up here. So, yeah, so if you have any theory of, why it happened and how it happened, let me know. Because it was really freaky, because I was speechless for a few seconds. I thought, what happened there? And I don't know. And the damnest thing is, you can't undo it. It's such a permanent action, and you can't undo it. So I don't know what to do next, guys. Any suggestion on the solution? I don't know. Because the way I'm stitching that piece as well is completely, just random cross country. It would be very, very hard to try to mark all the stitches again. And I'll have to look up my backup there. It's not up to date, but, it might be my best bet right now. Right, let's have a look. So this piece, all right, I started from bottom left corner. Okay, if you look at my markup there, I started from bottom left and gradually moving upwards. If you remember the marathon I did the blue suit method. Okay, that's what I call it. And let's have a look. Let me turn this way. And basically, it's a parking method, but doing it in a very specific way. So it's nothing groundbreaking or revolutionary, but it's just a, it's a very kind of, it's a slightly unique style. And but ultimately, we're talking about parking diagonally, roughly. So today, I'm going to modify it a little bit. So for the Bluetooth stitcher, Bluetooth Stitch Showroom. Okay, it's her channel name, YouTube channel name. Please, go check her out. But I'm gonna modify a couple of things. Okay, so currently I'm gonna still continue to park. Okay, so it's a parking day. Okay, guys, if you're allergic to parking, close your eyes and just listen to us. So it's I'm going to continue with the parking upwards. I like that. I enjoy it. But what I'm not going to do is to do the first leg of the part threads because it confuses the hell of me. I like the idea and I know why she does it, because this, it makes it look different from the end bits. So she does the waist ending, which is a little tail here, and the parking threads, they're just longer. So I think she's trying to differentiate the differences by doing, when she parks, she does the first leg first and then park to the bottom right or different corner, and I normally park at the bottom left corner, so this is very confusing to me, and so I am going to change that. I'm going to continue the method pretty much as it is, but without doing the first leg. I'm going to just park it normally, so I will have to be mindful to distinguish the difference between an end tail like this, really short, versus the part threads, because they kind of look the same, even though the end bit will come through from the middle of the stitch. But other than that, I'm going to just move forward. I quite like it. I quite like it going bottom up, actually, parking. Marlene says 11th is today. Yes, yesterday, because we stitched over cross midnight. So I think that's what it was. But I have no idea why it's 410 stitches or whatever it is. I did less than that. So something happened. And Crafty Tabby Cat, well, welcome. Carla says, can you see which stitches are marked? Well, really good point, Carla. I don't know, actually, because let me come back here. Okay, very good point. Very, very good question. I don't know where they are. Let me look at the bottom, because if they were stitches from yesterday, it should be somewhere. Oh, no. What? What is happening? Oh, maybe it was me. Maybe it's because, oh my God. So hang on, guys. I think, can you see, can you see the formation of the stitches? Looks like they were marked by my fingers. So these are not legitimate stitches, okay, from the look of it. So I think what happened was the whole thing got wiped out. And when I came back to the front, the chart is not logged. So I think my fingers probably run through it, and then I marked a whole bunch of stitches. All right, so I think what happened, very good point, Carla. I think what happened was I probably erased the whole thing for some reason, and I came back here and dragged my fingers through the screen and marked a whole bunch of stitches. Oh, I don't know. This this doesn't happen to any other projects, so it's just this one. is doing weird things all over, you know, weird things about the chart, you know, being overlapping and all sorts of things. Miscounting stitches, okay, that could happen. But everything's happening to the Gecko Rouge project. So I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. Linda says that doesn't happen when you use the paper chart. I know. That's a great thing about 1982. And yes. So I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. So try not to think about it. Right, let me pick up my first color and start stitching, shall we? Let's have a look. Let's deal with the part threads first. So I am going to, I changed my setting for my screen a little bit. Can you see that? So based on advice from yesterday, talking about kind of visually not clear with the marked threads, etc. So I made some adjustment. I will, you know, give it a go and see if I can get used to it, because I knocked the background back a little bit, and also I made my border for the stitches a different color and also a little bit thicker as well. And so now the borders are the gridding for 10 by 10 is showing through, then I can see it, so that's nice. But I have to get used to it. I don't normally do it this way, so yeah. So let's do a little bit of stitching, and I will worry about the Gecko Rouge situation when the time comes. Grace says, Yogi, can you please show how to save all saga progress again, please? Yes, I will. Michelle says, maybe you won't have to frog the 2,000 stitches. Yes. You know what? I'm coming very, very close. Look at my fingers. Really, really, really close about, you know, restarting. Okay. I'm not there yet. I don't think I'm there yet. But this project has, you know, created enough issues. I feel like maybe I need to restart. Maybe I can restart from a different corner. If I can manage to count, how do I even do that? I don't think I can. Yes, I just need to find a way. I need to find a way. Yes, I can show you how to, you know, mass save. Okay, but this is, bear in mind, I'm using iOS version. So if you're using Android, it might, or maybe on the iPhone might be different. I doubt it, but this is iOS, okay? So maybe only for iPad and iPhone. So what you do is you come to this view, okay? So Grace, watch carefully, okay? So this is where all your projects are, okay? And look to the upper left where it says main. So on the top of the screen, there are a whole bunch of icons. They look like icons, you know, you can interact with them, but look below on the upper left where it says main. So this is where the visual design come into play. It doesn't look like you could do anything to it. So I was quite surprised when I found out, when someone, you know, mentioned that. So whoever it was, thank you. So what you do is you long press the main icon, the black one. You just press and hold, okay, until a pop out come up. Let me try again. So my iPad is really old. So you press, long press and hold, you get this little pop over. And on the top, it says stack backup. This is what you need, okay? Because you're basically trying to save the whole lot, not individually, the whole lot. So ignore the other two, okay? Just backup, stack backup. You press it, and then you give it a name. So normally I name it based on the date and the year. So it's like, you know, 11th June 2026. So it's time stamped. And once you've done that, there's one thing you need to remember to do. Okay, I don't know why it's off by default. If you look at it below the bottom of the popover where it says include progress, this is the meat that we want, you know, but it's an option. Because some people might, for whatever reason, they just save the whole lot, all the patterns together, but blank. That's not what we want. We save because we want to save the progress. So make sure, 100% sure, because you can save as much as you want. If this little button is not turned on, you're saving blank patterns. Okay, bear in mind, give it a name and then flick this button on. Okay, so by default, it's off. So make sure it's on. I think it should be the reverse. You know what I mean? It should be on by default and you can turn it off if you want to, right? But make sure you do this and you press done. I'm not going to do that now because it takes a little bit for it to process. So when that happens, it gives you indicator. It used to be just blank, so you don't know what happened. But recently they made improvement. So they give you a kind of a notification and saying it's doing something right now. And it takes a little while. If you have a lot of patterns, it could take a little bit. So wait for that to happen and try not to turn off your app and anything like that. Just allow it to do it. And then it will give you the option to save it somewhere. You could, I save it on my Google Drive, so somewhere on the cloud. And that's it. So you have a backup there. And yes, make sure you turn on the progress button. Suzanne says you can load up a backup. Yes, I can. I probably have the backup, but I have to check the date. The last time I back up, it might not be that bad. I might be able to retrieve most of the stitches back. Not yesterday's. Yesterday's I will have to mark everything again, but it might not be too bad. Might not be too bad. So maybe, you know, we don't need to talk about restarting just yet. And Susan says you can go back to papers, or maybe not, Susan. Okay, maybe not. I'm finally back to 2026, and Susan's trying to send me back to 1982. And Clara says, I think that piece is jinxed, and I wonder why that kit is giving you problems. I know, it's just so weird, isn't it? All the problems, because all the other projects, I haven't come across kind of major issues. The biggest issue I've got, you know, with the other ones are probably just this, you know, I don't like the fabric count that much, or not happy with the coverage, that kind of stuff. But not fundamental, just the whole thing's broken. So I don't know what's going on with that one. No idea. It's curious. And ultimately, I don't know what happened yesterday, because why would I go and just bin the whole thing? Why would I do that? Because I delete my sprint every single time, every single, you know, stream. So I don't know why last night was different. I really don't know. Carla says, I have enjoyed watching this method. Oh, this one, this particular one. I quite like parking upwards, actually. I never thought about it, but I quite like it for some reason. One, two, three. And I think the 5x5 really, you know, the gridding really helps. Suzanne says she only does it upside down. Oh, referring to this method, she only does it upside down until she can reach it right side up. She shows that in one of the setup videos. Well, I have not really gone deep diving for that. I think in terms of directions, I'm quite happy just to go roughly diagonal from bottom to up. Janine says, all your stitches are gone in Gecko Rouge. I know, the marks, all the mark stitches, and that piece is a little bit tricky to manually mark the stitches because, you know, it's all over the place, all over the place. Let me see where I want to go. I might go up. Where am I exactly? Where? Okay, got it. Yes, I think the fadey background is confusing me a little bit. Let me see if I can bring it back a little bit. I'm trying to get used to it, but I find it very hard because I rely on sort of checking the colors as reference a lot. So maybe, let me try this. It's a little bit better because, you know, I have more accurate color references this way. We'll see how it goes. So it happened to Carla as well. Well, I suppose because if you're doing page by page or block by block stitching, it might not be too bad. You know, you just mark off the whole area. But the way I'm doing Gecko Rouge is really just loosely cross-country everywhere. So it's very, very tricky, very, very tricky to mark them. Oh, no, I want to dial it down. Okay. And I'm going to just park it here, actually. Let me have a look. I think this one, literally just one stitch. So I'm going to keep going. Okay, let me part this one. I have not really decided on how I'm going to park it, but this time I'm going to just park it a normal way. I'm not gonna, oh, that's the wrong stitch, right? That's not the correct spot. Let me just come in a little bit more. So I am going to park here. Why does it look different? So one stitch. See, this is the problem because it's part on the bottom right. I kept thinking this part threads for the next stitch. So I'm definitely struggling with it. So that's why I am going to park here and then Park here normally. And this one literally just one stitch. One stitch. Alison says, evening everyone. Yogi, is you doing the restart? Oh, you mean if, not is. If you do restart the gecko piece, you need to just go block by block from the corner and be very careful. That's what I did with the first the first 2.5 years stitching that piece. I started from upper left corner, and I stitch with block by block diagonal method, and see what happened. After 2.5 years, my reward for being so methodical. That's what I did in the very beginning. That's why the second time I want to do something a little bit different, but, well, not really working out. Well, I suppose it's not the end of the world. If I can manage to find a backup that's not too old, then maybe I can save it in some way. So it's not game over just yet. Why don't I? Yes, let me come back here. Okay, now I'm gonna park normally now, because the first leg is really doing my head in. You're welcome, Grace. Hey, Emma. Emma says, hi, Yogi. What's the best way to get PDFs or JPEG files Saga compatible? I'm on Android. Emma, are you a member of our Facebook group? If you're not already, join us, and you can just post a request, because it's been asked quite a lot, so there are probably quite a lot of archived posts already regarding that. But don't worry, you can always post a request if you need anything specific, and the members will help you out. Okay. So I'm going to change the color of the cross. It's just not very clear. I think I can probably get away with blue. Just easier to see. And guys, let me know what you're working on today on this beautiful Thursday. Clara says it's my favorite from all the whips you stitch. Oh, Gecko Rouge or this one? I love that piece as well. I love the Gecko Rouge. That's why I'm not going to give up. I'm going to find a way to do it. Despite, the restart, despite the 2,000 stitches waiting for me to frog, I'm still stitching it. I love that piece. I'm just not sure it's loving me back. Hi, Shayla. Shayla says, hi, Yogi in chat. Shayla says, reload, regarding you reload of gecko pattern, I would save a current batch before you attempt to reload. Very good point. Very good point. And also, I need to figure out whether I can reload just that particular file, because I don't want to reload the other ones. The other ones are okay. I just want a single file. So I will need to figure out whether I can just pull out the record of this particular pattern of just for Gecko Rouge, right? Because I don't want the whole batch to override the other patterns which are up to date. I'm sure you can do that. If not, it's quite stupid. Susan's working on Heritage Tree of Life. It's got back stitching or not? Or is it more like I remember you posting the mock-up there. I like this piece actually. It flows. You know, it's got very different vibe, even though you know, it's one of my many 25 count projects, but for some reason it's just got a really nice vibe about it. I like stitching bottom up. And I think the fact that I've decided not to do the first leg is making me a lot happier, because that part I was struggling with. I like the method in general, but I was struggling with the first leg. Okay, these ones. And I am going to park it up here with this one. 1, 2. And I'm going to just pull a thread out like a normal person. And I think I will be able to tell them apart, you know, which one is part thread, which one is the end tail. It should be quite obvious. All right, let's have a look. Chelsea is doing dimensions, a Bayside cottage. I bet you've gone very far. Oh, I knew it. Chelsea says, I know it's not Wednesday, but at 97% and can't wait to finish. Yes, I remember last time I saw your web, and you've gone pretty far with it. So the dimensions, it's like a view of a cottage, isn't it? Wow, 97. And how many stitches have you got left? Are you going to complete it during the stream? Yesterday we celebrate a finished piece by Marlene as well. Clara says, I'm stitching on Doorway to the Stars by Josephine Waugh and charted by Haid. So Clara, which one is your main? Have you got like a focus piece? I know I don't, but I'm just wondering if everybody has a focus piece. Because Clara's got a lot of projects as well. All right, then, I'm going to move down here a little bit and just extend this line a little bit more. I'm very excited, actually, because I'm still at the bottom left corner, which this area, the color palette is actually much darker than the piece overall. So I'm looking forward to come across the pinks, the red, the yellow. Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Let's have a look. 452. And by the way, I'm stitching with DMC floss. 452, and I've got my needle board back. I'm so happy. 452. 452. Got it. Because for 2 weeks, I have no access to my needle board because I run out of the space to put it. And also, you know, just too much juggling with the paper chart and everything. So I'm going to keep moving to the right and hopefully come across some pink colors. One, two, two. Mandy says I'm doing the Lola Crow Sao. Oh, is it full coverage? And Bilan says I'm currently working on the finished Words to Live by Sao. Words to Live by Sao by Tiny Modernist. Susan reckons it's the voodoo from the evil crab. I'm thinking either that or maybe it's a revenge of Saga. You know, I abandoned Saga for 2 weeks. I think Saga's sweet revenge of just erasing everything. I don't know how it could possibly happen. I just don't know how it happened. One, two. And Esther is working on Coastal Red Dragon from Unconvention Cross Stitch. And she says that I may be switching to Stardew Valley. Oh, I remember somebody was doing that one, Stardew Valley map. Once I get done with a few more threads. That sounds like a fun project, Stardew Valley. When do you think the chocolatier one is going to come out? It's been making for like, years. One, two, three. I'm going to fudge these stitches. I don't know what's happened here. Sarah's working on sunshine flowers and coffee heart. Sarah, is that a new project? I don't remember that one. Susan says it's got back stitching. The back stitching comes on separate chart. Yes, that's how it should be. Because with dimensions, I was quite surprised to hear some stitchers saying the charts weren't being very clear. Because with Maggie, for instance, they separate 2 versions of the chart. One for regular stitches and for the bottom layer, which is full coverage, sort of full crosses and 10 stitches. And also a separate chart just for all the other stitches. So it was very, very clear. Okay, let me move it down here. So far, I like the red borders. They're quite thick, so it looks very different from all the other stitches. Two. Shayla says it's glued Gecko Rouge from New Save, and that way the whole batch is reloaded. You can then use the new save files to get all the other ones back up to date. All very clever. It's a little bit fiddly, isn't it? I wish I could just pull. I'll give it a go. I'll see if I can just pull the save data for that particular chart. But I'll definitely do a backup first. That's a very good idea. Imagine if everything is wiped out, the whole lot. Yes, from zero. I'll probably switch back to pattern keeper that way. I'll probably just give up. And Ginny says, I'm starting Blooming Whiskers from Pain Free Craft tonight. Oh, it's a new start today. I have a bit of gridding to do before I can start stitching. Oh, just grid as you go. Just grid as you go. So you don't have to spend like a day just doing the gridding. I normally just grid about 6 blocks and start stitching. And Daria's working on Tea Goddess. Very nice. Chelsea says, I've got about 300. You can definitely finish it by the end of the stream, right? No pressure, Chelsea. 300 for Chelsea is probably no biggie. And yes. Oh, so there's some back stitching. Of course, it's dimensions. It's dimensions pattern. But why don't we celebrate the finishing for the cross stitch, the cross stitch portion, and then we'll celebrate again when you finish all the back stitching, and we can see the before and after. I know some stitchers, they like to leave all the back stitching when, like the last thing they do, so they can do the comparison. Because the way I do it, I kind of back stitch as I go. So, I kind of complete as I go. I don't see the dramatic before and after back stitching, because normally it looks very different. It just adds so much detail. So that's a nice idea as well. Emma says, I also really enjoy Dimensions working on Twilight Bridge at the moment, but I have a lot of them, and I have 2 hates as well, Jungle Montage and Winter's Purge. Well, variety is the key, isn't it? All right, let's have a look. It's 3. And Grace is working on the arms of Grace from Stitches So Beautiful. A wonderful name. It echoes yours. Beautiful. The arms of Grace. They have beautiful names as well, don't they? Stitches So Beautiful, because they're probably named by the our work as well. But with Hayes, for instance, Amy Stewart's patterns, they're not super poetic. They're just kind of quite functional names. They're normally named according to what's on the pattern. You know, for instance, sweet shop, it's a sweet shop. And, you know, love letters chocolate shop is love letter chocolate shop. And vintage toys are vintage toys. There isn't any kind of, you know, there's nothing beyond what it is. Which is fine. All right, let's park, shall we? Let's park it here. I'm so much happier just parking normally. And I'm going to start from the bottom, pick this one up. Let me take a sip of my coffee, freshly brewed. Lizzie says, my brother wishes I had a focus piece, but my mood swings. Don't get that way. I stitch what mood I'm in. Well, same here. For me, it's not so much mood. Yes, mood comes into it, but it's vibes, you know. Every single day you want different things. It's like food, isn't it? So it's not so much you prefer one project to the other. It's just every day you just want a little bit of changes. And I'm definitely like that as well. So I think every piece is my focus piece when I'm stitching it. So, you know, my focus piece at the moment is this one. And tomorrow might be a different one. And talking about tomorrow, okay? Friday, obviously, we don't have a stream, but on Saturday, guys, this coming Saturday, I was just looking at my timetable. This Saturday, I do have a couple of classes running a little bit later, okay? So I think to be sensible, we might not be doing Saturday stream either, okay? So any volunteer from the floss tube armies, right? The floss tubing army right here in the chat. So maybe someone can volunteer to do my Saturday shift, okay, just for this week, because I probably booked those classes quite a while back, so I kind of forgot about it. But yes, I do have classes kind of finishing by around 8 o'clock. I think it's just too late to come back and do the stream, okay? So, but instead of Saturday, so we're gonna miss out on Friday and Saturday, right? But on Sunday, I think we can do a longer session, can't we? So I don't know, I don't want to say half marathon, but we can do a longer session, and I'll pick a project that I want to work for a longer period, and you can come join me, so we can hang out a little bit longer on Saturday. So what say you? Clara says, doorways, my focus piece for this month. Oh, how organized. And she says, Then my Hey Sao for 2026, the rest of my whips are in rotation. I stitch 1,000 on my favorite ones and 500 on the rest. Within what time frame? Like within a day? And Clara, remind me, which one you're doing with the Hey Sao? Is it the sun? I can't remember which one Clara is doing. Okay, this one as well. But that's really organized. I normally just have a rough idea, you know, which one I want to stitch. I don't have any particular sort of goal milestones I want to hit. But you probably know that by now. Oh, we have a volunteer. Suzanne says I can stream on Saturday, and also Suzanne is in Europe as well, so the time zone is very similar to mine. And there you go. Suzanne is going to do volunteer for the Saturday shift. And are you going to do a Amy Stewart? Can I request? Can you do Amy Stewart style for Yogi for everybody? Well, you can do whatever you want. It's your channel. But there you go. So Suzanne is going to do a Saturday stream for everyone. Oh, Lizzie reckons it's the saga sulking for being ignored. That's my theory as well. Because there's just no reason by deleting the sprint, I would just erase everything. I think Saga is trying to punish me. We're having a very dysfunctional relationship right here. And Esther says, I'm hoping Haunted Chocolatier comes out in the next 2 years. That's optimism. But I'll be patiently waiting. I know we're talking about the creator of Stardew Valley. He's got a new game in a pipeline for God knows 4 years, 3-4 years. And we still don't know when, if ever, it's going to come out. Okay, why do I have a thread over here already? That doesn't make sense. Okay, that's why. This is what I'm talking about. So this past thread is actually for the stitch on the left. But for my brain, it's just no way. My brain is just kept thinking it's for the stitch next to it. So this is why I have to change it. Otherwise, my brain is going to fry. Because I've been parking this way for so long, it just doesn't make sense to do it differently. Right, so Mandy's piece is not full coverage. Hi, Lynn. Lynn says, hello, Yogi and all stitches. Also love to Cynthia. Yes, I hope Cynthia can come back to join us very soon. Great to see you, Lynn. I hope it's better today. Not too sore with a horse injury. Okay, done that one. 1, 2. Jojo says, I only have one cross-stitch project, Disney puppy love for my son and daughter 20 years ago. I also have active English paper piece, applique, and oh, I love, is it called applique? Applique. I was really into it for a while. I haven't done it for ages. Right, so Jojo only has one Disney project. Are you thinking about adding more? That's normally what happens when people join this group. You know, they go from, oh, I've only got one project. I'm very happy with it. And lo and behold, 2 weeks later, they've got about 5 ongoing. And this one is 1 stitch from the right side. I still like the sort of quite laid back, you know, slight messiness. I still like it. It flows with the vibe, you know. This piece is very kind of quite free. Sana says, I'm working on magic lessons by Real Lace. 4,397 cross stitches and a lot of back stitches as well. That's nice. Peggy says, I heard Dimensions was sold to another company. Anyone knows? Yes, it was sold to originally to a company. What's a company name again? That does a lot of sewing patterns. Simplicity, and that company folded as well. So currently, it's in the hand of some sort of companies. They manage companies like Dimensions and Simplicities that kind of went under. So we don't know what's going to happen in the future, whether they're going to revive the company and what's going to happen to all the patterns. But we're doing our best to show our support, right? Because it's a beautiful, beautiful company. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. I'm trying to fix all the past threads, so they're confusing me. And that one. And Heather House is working on Ivy, which 10%. Amazing. 10.6. Oh, Charles, you can join me on Sunday. Excellent. So Sunday, we're going to do a longer one, okay? So we'll probably just start earlier. Two. Suzanne says I usually work on my Amy piece on Saturday. So there you go then. Susan says, I thought you were doing a members stream on Sundays. Yes, not every single Sunday, so it depends. And normally we will we do a members stream just before the Sal day, the Amy Sal. But the next couple of weeks, because I have classes on Saturdays, so for the next few weeks, the members stream is going to be on Sunday. But this coming Sunday, we're doing something a little bit different. We're just doing a longer session for everyone. I know it's changing all the time because my timetable is not always predictable. All right, let me end this one then. I don't want to park too far away. Yes, Clara is doing the sun. I remember correctly. And Clara says my rotation is based on my spinning wheel. Oh, are you using a magic wheel? Oh, my wheel of hope is collecting dust. So basically you just let the fate decide. Let the universe decide for you. All right. Excellent. I want to have a sneaky peek, actually. I want to see at what point I am going to come across bright colors. Let me just flip it over. Oh, it's not that far away. Look, I've got some purple waiting for me to my right side here. Can you see? Let's have a look. Can you see that? I'm not that far away from some purpley colors. That's very nice. I'm going to keep moving to the right side, just around here. I've got some purple to play with. And I am going to do a little bit of a gridding, actually. Just a couple of blocks. So I can travel over there. So how far I want to go before I move up, I have no idea. I'm going to just move sort of in a direction that makes sense. Let's have a look. And Stitching Jerry is here. Hello. And Cassie as well. Cassie Hapler. Great to see you. Let me do some counting, okay? Let's see if we can make it to 10 without falling over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There you go. The bottom line, I'm going to do it with a blue line because I don't want it to show. So I'm going to just draw with this one. Hang on. I could technically just use this one. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see what's happening. I can technically just use this pen, but I want the, distinction between the cross in the middle versus the borders. Whoops. Jojo says, if my quoting history is any indication, I suspect I will have more cross stitch soon. I know, you can't help it because there's so many beautiful patterns. And every pattern, you know, in my mind, is a world that you can enter whenever you want. It's quite exciting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, let me double check. There. It should be okay. Maybe just one more, just in case. Hi, Mary Henry. Great to see you. Peggy says, just finished Hate Mini. Snow White and Alice now working on Hate Mini Trio. Hate Mini Trio. So they come in 3. And a story keep. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me double check. Let me count again. I'm not sure about this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's normally when I count to 5, I just have this overwhelming desire to blink. And then if I do, I have to count everything again because I just don't trust myself. All right. There you go. And also I want to do the 5x5 as well, don't I? It's really helpful, really helpful. If you have trouble counting, 5x5 is a great idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Susan, it's not Well of Doom. Okay, it's in the basement. Okay, it's not being used, but it's the Well of Hope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Peggy says, this is such a beautiful one, Yogi. Oh, this one. This pattern, isn't it? I mean, it's just flower stitching. It's like, I feel like I'm doing gardening, you know, without actually doing gardening. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, this is worth doing because it just saves a lot of extra counting I have to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do just one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. That should do me. Oh, it's a name, Peggy. Mini Trio is not three, it's just a James Charleston. So it's a title of the piece. Is like, a while back, Susan was doing 9 o'clock, and I kept thinking, why is she stitching, from 9 o'clock and not from 8:30? That's when we normally starting our stream. And it turned out the piece was called 9 o'clock. Have you finished that one, Susan? What happened to that piece? All right. I want to fill in all the gaps before I move forward. So I'm going to come back and pick these ones. And 778, 778. I think it's just 2 stitches. This one. And then that one. Looking for my little bin. Where are you? There we go. Janine says, I always counted twice when I grit because I don't trust myself either. You shouldn't, Janine. I wouldn't trust you, So it's not finished, it's in the rotation. That piece is really beautiful as well. I'm looking for my little container. Found it. Right, I'm looking for a little bit of purpley colors here. Carla says, I found I make more mistakes with gridding than without. Not sure why, but my brain just works that way. So no gridding for Carla. No gridding. I can't even get my head around because I'm just trying to imagine stitching this piece, for instance. No gridding, even without, I think it's so much easier with a 5x5 in the center as well. But I can just about coping with 10x10 without the middle bit, but it helps a lot. So I cannot imagine, without these lines to help me. I wouldn't know where I am, seriously. Okay, I'm gonna come back and pick this one. And this one literally just 1 stitch. Seriously. Oh no, it cannot be correct. Is that blue again? Last time I took I put it on a piece of paper. I did, didn't I? Look at this color. It doesn't make sense. I'll need to double check. Oh, I wrote it down somewhere. Was it on my phone? I wrote it down. Look at this. Because last time, remember, just look at that bright blue on the swatches. The swatch up there. I think I put it on my notes somewhere to figure out what is what. Because this happened when I converted. I put it down somewhere, I'm sure. I wrote it down. Because when I converted the pattern, it didn't convert everything. So can you help me out, guys? If any one of you is doing this pattern, I remember I wrote it down somewhere. Let's have a look. I can't remember which color this one's supposed to be. Jeannie says, Yogi wouldn't trust me. I would never fib to you. No, not at all. I just don't trust your judgment. In general, the fact that you cannot see those phantom projects that you've got there, they're right there. But you don't count them as part of your whips. That's very suspicious, isn't it? Oh, Chelsea says, isn't it 1 or 2? I can't remember because I think it's got to be one of the first 10 because those are the ones that have problems being converted. But I can't remember which one is which. I'm pretty sure I wrote it down somewhere because there are only 2 colors on my chart that's doing this. It's just the, I just need to find my note because I have not fixed it. Oh dear. Where did I put? I'm pretty sure I wrote it down on my. I probably have to refer to the PDF at some point. It's okay. I can skip it for now. I just need to figure it out. I have to look at the PDF. It's just 1 stitch there, so it doesn't matter. I'll go back to it. Chelsea says, I think the 2 symbol is 2 and 1 is 1. Oh, hang on. But it's not, let me double check. The 2 is probably 2 and the other one, there's only 1 other one that is not displaying correctly. Look at this, right? So 2, I remember now. Yes, Chelsea, amazing. Yes, I think 2 is 2, which is fine. But the other one is, do you think it's 1? Let me have a look. Number 1 would be, I'm just thinking what color would make sense to be here. Just 1 stitch. Literally just 1 stitch. Let me move up so you can see it's this little stitch here, and I know it's not blue for sure. So if it's 1 is, oh, it makes sense actually. 1 is this gray color, light gray color. Yes, Chelsea, that amazing memory. I totally forgot about that. I think Paradise, when they convert, when I look at thread numbers, that's got a 0 in front of it. It doesn't know what to do with it. So I think it's trying to extract information just by looking at the symbol. Ah, Yes, Chelsea. Chelsea, remember, because Chelsea was here last time as well. The other one is one because we had discussion between 1 and 01. So this is definitely 1, not 01, right? Yes, I just don't remember anything. Thank you so much, Chelsea. I think you're correct. Now I vaguely remember we were talking about I think 2 is definitely 2. You're quite right. Amazing. All right then. So I can do this one. Just 1 stitch. Because this color has only got like 700 stitches for the entire pattern. So very few, very few. And let me check. There is no other. Well, the next stitch is quite far away actually. I'm not sure if I want to. I'm not sure if I want to and park it. So I'm here. The next stitch is over there, which is quite far away. Okay, I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end it. Well, but then again, if I end it, I'm actually going to park it because I'm just thinking I'm going to just end up with one extra end tail. Let me park it here. It should be doable. All right, done. It looks blue on the mock-up. It's so strange. I can probably change the color. I can change the color. Let me change it to like a beige or something. Something like that. Okay. Problem solved. I know, amazing memory, Chelsea. I don't remember anything. Oh, Suzanne says it's 2 or 3. There's no 1 in that pattern. In the pattern, really? Okay, it looks fine. It blends in, so it's fine for now. I'll double check. And I'm going to come back to this one. Betty Hankins says sometimes a pattern has an odd color thrown in. Yes, the other one. Remember when I was stitching the vintage toy, I thought because that piece is is really colorful. So I was stitching a whole bunch of blues, and suddenly they were pink colors, and I thought, well, maybe it's just the beginning of something else happening on a pattern, and lo and behold, it wasn't. It was incorrect because I was stitching with paper, and it just didn't match with the symbols. Let's have a look. So this one is 317. 317. Hello, Needles. Great to see you. And Lumi Stitch is here as well. Hello. And Bilan is going to bed. Great to see you. And 99, sweet dreams. I know, you know, quite a lot of stitchers don't have the 99, the 99 emoji. That is so critical to us, to the streams. Hopefully, they're going to fix it very soon. Lynn says, Yogi, my shoulder still not good. Where I can buy a Maggie digital chart, or do I take a photo of my paper chart? Lynn, be really, really nice to Suzanne, okay? Because Suzanne was the person who provided that digital pattern. Because I bought the kit twice already, and I decided to kit it up myself. And yes, Suzanne has got that chart. I think she may have posted it on the Facebook group, but I'm not sure. So you can ask Suzanne very nicely. I'm sure she will help you. So you can get a pattern, but the version I'm stitching is a converted version. So everything's converted to DMC colors, if that's what you want. But if you want to stitch with your original DMC threads, that pattern might not be working very well because it doesn't have the DMC, not the DMC. It doesn't have the dimensions thread colors, if that makes sense. So it depends on what you're looking for. I am going to park it here. Nido says, Yogi, should you change the actual color number in the calculator menu so the number is correct? I'm not sure if I could do that. Can I do that via the calculator once it's converted to Saga? Because I'm still not very clear on this mode. I think Nido is referring to this screen, right? I think there's a way that you could change. I'm not sure you can change your color. Let me have a look. Which is which? The blue one. You can change. Can you change the number? So which one did I change it to? The other one, the green one. Hang on. The green one is actually. The green one is number 2, isn't it, supposedly? So DMC number 2, does it do anything? So if I change this one to number 1, okay, I know what it is. It will change the color swatch, but it doesn't change the name, does it? You can't modify the name of the thread. So it still doesn't tell me what it is. If I change that to 1, for instance, or what it does, it changes the color. That doesn't look right. Oh, I can change the number. I can, can't I? I didn't know I could do that. Hang on a second. So this one is supposed to be 2. What did I do earlier on to bring on the name? I didn't know I could do that. Yes, I could change the name. I didn't know that. If I change this one color number to 0. Which one is this? 02, isn't it? Let me have a look. This one is 01. This one is 02. I am so confused. Am I doing it correctly? So 02, if I change that to 02, unknown 02, I have no idea what's happening. Have I done it correctly? Oh, I didn't know I could change name as well. I was under the impression I couldn't. Because I had to do a lot of manual correction with the gecko rouge pattern. Because I was under the impression you couldn't change it. So you could change the thread name, etc. I will do it later. Thank you so much, Needles, for highlighting that. This saga is just full of secrets. I'm going to do these little ones as well. I'm trying to stitch in order. Oh, that's a lot better, because for a moment I thought I'll probably need to re-import the entire chart. 29. 20, not 29. Is there such a thing as 29? Oh yeah, there is. I'm just so confused right now. My brain is just not functioning. Hey Rachel, great to see you. Rachel is finished cardio. Oh, yes, it's all go with Rachel. And kitties are fed, get a shower. Oh, isn't that the best time? You know, I love it when I come back from work, you know, because I sweat a lot very often, you know, with the classes and everything. And when I come back, I'm just looking forward to that shower. And afterwards, I just feel great. Just one stitch here. $20, $29, going back. Oh, I need a sip of my coffee. See you later, Sarah. Good to see you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Right, Needle says change the palette to DMC. I didn't even know you could do that. I didn't know you could change the name. I knew I could change the colors, but I didn't know I could change the title of the thread name. That's really, really good to know. Oh, you guys are so clever. All right, there's one little one here. That's much better, isn't it? 535. 535. Which color is it? Oh, just it's a little stitch right there. 535. I'm just trying to visualize, you know, Rachel taking a shower and all the cats just standing there staring, saying, I'm hungry. Mummy, I'm hungry. I definitely do the food before shower because you don't want to keep the cats waiting. They're not very patient. And you know, not yesterday, maybe this morning, I came across a YouTube short that was so funny. It was basically not a cat, a bird. I think it's one of the parrots. Is it parakeets? I don't know the difference between different ones. And it's got a beautiful crown, you know, like a feather on top of the head. And oh, it was hilarious. This little bird not only is singing, but also posing at the same time. It was so funny. It's the funniest thing. I'll probably post it on the Facebook group as well. I think it's maybe a Japanese YouTuber. But it was hilarious. And the funny thing is, I discovered something. I noticed something. The bird is obsessed with a mirror because in front of the bird, there was a tiny mirror, almost like a dressing mirror for the birdie. And the bird just kept looking at the mirror, looking into the mirror, like checking himself out. Okay, that one. Is that one correct? Oh dear, no, it's not. Why does it not match? Oh, hang on. No, 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 no. This is not correct. I want to fix it. Reverse stitching. Light. Oh, it's a little bit tricky. Hang on, it's okay. No, this is not supposed to be the right spot. So one stitch here, the next one is supposed to be here. Carla's heading to bed, and really great to see you, and sweet dreams. Ah, but Sola, that's the difference between cats and dogs. Sola is saying, I made my dogs wait. I would take shower first. That's the difference between dog owners and cat. I don't even want to say owners because we don't own them. But that's the difference. That's the difference. I am going to park it up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lizzie says, my dog is impatient when it's her feeding time. Right, I'm trying to read it. I think I probably misread the whole thing. I think cats and dogs are different. Dogs they're a little bit more obedient and disciplined, right? So you can probably train them to wait and everything. Cats, you know, if Dolly wants me to do something and for whatever reason I'm not doing it, or maybe I'm just not understanding what she wants, she would try and try again until I get it. You know, sometimes she will come over, sometimes she wants a hug, sometimes she wants some food, and sometimes she wants to go out. But I don't know which is which. But she makes sure that I get it. If I get it wrong, she would try again. Okay, these ones are done. Solar says a parakeet is a tiny parrot called budgies. Maybe that was a budgie. I'm not too sure. It's a tiny bird. It's not the one of those big parrots. But it sings. It loves singing. Because one of my brothers has one of them. Kind of similar ones. And they're so clever as well. They don't talk, but they sing. Sana says dogs have a master, cats have staff. Exactly. The dynamics is totally different. You wait for the cats. Cats don't wait for you. Sana will know. Sana's got 26 cats currently. And where do you get them, Sana? Do they just come and find you? Or do you actively adopt cats? Because I suppose if you know if the cats give birth, the number can grow very fast, very fast. What's happening here? Okay. One, two, three. Okay. Betty Hankins says 02 isn't DMC. No? Isn't there a 02? There is 02. Look, there's a 2. But isn't 202? No? I'll double check with the PDF. But I do remember last time we talked about it. There you go. Oh, this one is a little bit tricky. Exactly. We train dogs, but cats train us. And train us really, really well. And really well trained. as a house person. Lumi Stitch says, the cats are definitely have more attitude. My cat acts as if she's a queen. What do you mean she acts as she's a queen? She is the queen, Lumi. Solar says, Ford on Caterpillar cross stitch has a bargee named Nugget. Was that the type of bird you saw? I don't know what kind of bird Ford has got. I don't know him. Well, I know which person you're talking about, but I haven't seen the bird. But I will post that video I saw on our Facebook. It's so funny. It's really, really funny. Why is there a stitch missing there? Marlene says, not completely true. You train your cat too. Kira is sit nice and patiently for a treat, and she knows what she can and cannot do. I don't believe you. I think, Marlene, you actually have a dog. You just, you just get confused. Maybe it's a dog that looks like a cat. I don't believe cats do that. That doesn't happen. They probably train you to sit there to give them treats. That's more like it. Okay, that one. Oh, there are two more there. There are two more here. I might as well do it. Lisa says, I'm pretty sure either my cat or dogs listen to me. Well, there you go. I think dogs, I've been told, because I never really have dogs by myself. When I was a kid, we had a family dog, but that was about it. And I think I've been told, because they're essentially wolves, aren't they? So they work in the packing order. So you need to make sure that you put your foot down, because otherwise they're going to walk all over you. So it looks like it's too late for Elisa. The dogs are like going, nah, we don't have to listen to Elisa. She's going to just do what, what we want. Because they can read you. They can, and they place you in their hierarchy. So you want to make sure you're kind of on top. Otherwise, they will never listen to you. Is it chocolate time, Susan? Yes, indeed, it is. And just as well, I just finished this color, so I can take a break. And so most of them are from Shouters. Yes, that's very nice of you. My cats, all the cats I've got, despite the fact that sometimes it crossed my mind that maybe I can go to a shelter and maybe, find a kitten or something, but it never happened that way. All the cats in my life, they're either from friends. For instance, Molly and Dolly, they came from a family. The neighbor, well, the family from, well, the neighbor family, neighboring family from a friend of mine, and the family. I don't think the family was taking good care of the cats. They were just, giving birth everywhere, and they're not really looking after them. So my friend says, FaceTime me and go, look at these kittens and tell me you don't want them. And she was right. Originally I wanted to adopt one. And I looked at Molly and Dolly together. They're so close. And I go, just I'm going to take both. I'm going to take both. And but the remaining ones, all the rest of them, very much, they found me. They come through my garden, just like all the other cats I have. So I've never, sort of have to go to the shelters to adopt cats. They kind of just find me, just like squirrels. All the squirrels, cats, they just find me. All right then, snacky time. Let's have some chocolate, shall we? So let me move over here. I think it's going really nicely. I really like bottom up stitching with parking as well, because Gecko Rouge I'm doing from bottom up as well, but I'm doing sort of cross country. But parking is quite nice, flowing upwards. Wow. And also cats from other people who no longer have anywhere to take the cats. Because Oscar was actually, Oscar was a lovely cat. And he was really light ginger. So, I think it was called English cream or something like that, really pale ginger. And he was a gorgeous cat. He was only exception, actually. He wasn't from the garden. He wasn't from, a friend of mine or anything like that. He was actually originally, the cat belonged to one of my ex-boyfriends. So we moved in, and I brought my cat, and he's got Oscar as well. But when we broke up, which eventually was a sad story. But when we broke up, we went separate ways. And it was exactly what happened to him, because he moved into a place that he couldn't have cats. So originally he thought, well, maybe you can keep Oscar for me for a little bit until I find another place that, it's okay to have cats. But that never happened. He kind of just left Oscar, which I think, secretly, I held it against him. I judged him for that, even though I was very, very happy that I got to keep Oscar, because Oscar, I think if I had to give him away, give him back to the ex-boyfriend, I would have been so sad, because we lived together for over 2 years, and I bonded with Oscar so deeply. And so when he didn't come back to collect Oscar, I just went quietly. I moved. He probably couldn't find me. But I moved. No, in fact, we kept in touch. If he wanted Oscar, back, he could have. But he didn't. So, but from the inside, wouldn't you do the same? You kind of look at this man and go, well, this is your baby. And you didn't even bother to come back to try to, take him back. Even though I was very happy that happened. But at the same time, I was thinking, well, lucky escape, lucky escape. Because you're not a very, If I was his cat, I would have thought, you know, I would have felt really betrayed. So chocolate time, let's have a look. I'm gonna have my chocolate button here, and let me know what you're snacking. Let me just zoom out a little bit for chocolate time. Lizzie is having the same problem. Yes, I think it's too late. Once they suss you out, they think you're a pushover, you know. They don't listen to you anymore. And cheers, everyone. Big button. No crumbs on the fabric today. Hopefully. Betty, I think your keyboard has got a life of its own. Cheers. Really good. Because normally by this time, I get a little bit peckish, you know, so chocolate just hits the spot. Yes, Alyssa, I think it's too late. The boat has sailed. Because it's a lot easier to go from really disciplined and then slightly more relaxed. You can't go the other way. Just like children, probably. Not that I know anything about raising children, but it's probably a little bit like that. Once they know that, you know, you're a pushover, they know what to do. They know how to work you. So nice. Janine says, I always work bottom up and mostly parking. Works well for me. Yes. I think that this is not that dissimilar from Janine's method, but the only difference is probably the tails. Betty says 02. So 02 and 2, are they two different colors? I thought they all have zeros in front of them. Oh, my brain is just scrambled. And Betty as well, bottom up. Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised that I'm actually happily working from any direction. I'm okay from the center as well. Because, you know, in the very beginning, I always did upper left. And then I got bored of it and started from the center. But I have pieces, I have not started from bottom right, but I can't imagine that would be very different. But I have bottom center start, I have bottom left start, I have upper right start, and it's fine. I don't feel the difference. I don't feel the difference. They all work. Let me take one more piece of chocolate here. Yes, Alyssa, I think I agree with you. Alisa says, once my baby, always my baby. I couldn't have given up the cat at all. Same here. That's what normal people do. You know, they're like your family members. You don't give them up unless, you know, anything drastic, like if you, I don't know, get arrested, get locked up or something, or for whatever reason, you know, you move somewhere that you just can't have cats. But I always think if you really want a cat, you would try, don't you? So that's a little bit of excuses. But I think for someone just kind of just left the cat behind, I just think, you know, you're a different kind of human being. And Betty says, our cat, and you shake the treat container. She comes and sits perfectly still, doesn't even shake. They know the drill. Elisa says, I prefer to stitch from top left down or from the center round the clock and clockwise. So does that mean, so organically or page by page or block by block? I have heard stitchers going from the center and then going just around the circle and make it bigger and bigger and bigger. I have not tried that. But in order to do that, you probably have to do like block by block, right? But I thought that might be interesting to do. I'm looking for new ways of stitching all the time. See you later, Suzanne. Night-night. Jeanine says, if I don't park, I can start anywhere, but with parking, it has to be from the bottom. That's interesting. Most people learn parking from top down because it makes sense, right? Because if things flowing downwards. But going up is not a problem at all. My coffee here. Lona says, Yogi, your chocolate sounds so hard when you bite into it. It's a little bit crunchy. It's a little bit crunchy, but it's, you know, it's really thin, so it's not a problem. I zero my teeth. So Janine says 90% of my projects have parking. Well, I don't know the percentage of me parking versus not parking because I switch methods sometimes. So there will be projects that I park for a while and then decide not to park. And then, you know, after a while, I want to park again. So it's hard to tell. Maybe half and half. I don't know. Jojo says, my daughter's in the UK for a few years. She had to leave Princess Pepper behind. Oh, is that the name of the cat? not from the royal family. I'm not familiar with Princess Pepper. Oh, that's so sad. And she demands proof of live photos, videos and audio clips from home. So who's looking after Princess Pepper? Proof of life, exactly. No, the ex-boyfriend, didn't even ask about Oscar. Because, you know, when you first break up, you probably want a clean break from each other. So we didn't sort of talk to each other that frequently for a little bit, okay? But if it was me, if I had, you know, if I left a dolly behind for someone to look after the person, I would have a daily check, you know? Just checking, you know, she's not losing weight, you know, she's happy. I'm going to be just, you know, devastated. Right. Where shall I go next? I might keep going to the right side, actually. I quite enjoy it. And I managed to fill in the border, the bottom border here. I'm feeling a lot better. All right, 451. 451. Betty says 90% of my projects are full coverage, or probably more. Yes, I think that's me as well, because I've got side quests. You know, for instance, I've got some samplers going on there, but yes, majority of my projects are full coverage. I think it's the full coverage that is keeping me here. Oh, I do have this part thread right here I need to do first. Because prior to full coverage, you know, stitching for me, cross stitching for me is just something that I did very once in a while. You know, sometimes I just go through different types of projects that I enjoy. I did a lot of knitting. I did, like earlier, as someone mentioned it, like, what is it? Applique or whatever it is, all sorts of things. I did felting. I just happy, you know, trying out different things. But for some reason, after I discover full coverage, I just wanted to do it all the time. And it's, you know, it takes up majority of my time because it's, you know, it's quite time consuming. Let me have a look. Where am I? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let me just park it there. Lynn says, Yogi, have you got news on Lily? No, I don't. I hope he's doing okay and is having a great time. I think he's probably just decided to chase some ladies and ended up in a different town or something. I'm sure he's going to find his way back because he always did, you know. Sometimes he would disappear for a little bit and then come back. So I hope he's just keeping himself safe and not getting fights. Oh, so Sola is doing the circling from the center as well. But are you doing block by block or kind of just organically circling outwards? I'm just not too sure about me staying block by block. That's the problem. I don't mind the circling because I can see that working, right? But with block by block stitching, I can only do so much before I needed to change. Okay, where should I go next? I need to do a yogi move here because I'm going to take my thread to a slightly different direction. I am going to take it over here. Oh, hang on, I don't have to. I can just stitch this one. Hang on. 1, 2. I can do this little one. Okay. And then come back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There you go. So Elisa is just moving organically. I think by that simply means you just stitch circling around the area. So let's say if you start from the center here, so you could do block by block at a time, you know, complete one block and start to move around the surrounding area and then keep circling. That's what happens, you know, how I visualize it. But I think if you do it organically, you can just move around. But if you do it organically, you probably, does that mean you just flow outwards, whichever direction, or do you actually make a point of doing the circling? Lona says, I like top down because I put my part threads on bobbins. Ah, you could do it up the other way around. I've seen people doing that. You can, you know, because your canvas is not always, it's not vertical. So if you wrap everything on bobbins, you can still, it still works, bottom up. Jojo says, I have the Princess Kitty. Oh, so you are keeping it. Okay. Okay. So Jojo says, I have the Princess Kitty. My daughter Erin demands proof of life because to be sure I'm adequately caring for Pepper. Right. So you are taking over the Pepper. That's a relief. I thought someone else was taking care of Pepper. And well, yes, I would have done the same. I probably request daily FaceTime with the cats because I'm gonna miss the cat so much. I can't even imagine it. I think I'll probably just do whatever I can. So, you know, it doesn't need to happen that way. Elisa says, when I start off from the center, I stitch out to the right and follow around clockwise organically. Interesting. And do you, I presume if you park as well, does that mean your pattern just look like there's a blob in the middle and you've got pass threads everywhere? That sounds quite fun as well. It sounds like a tornado method that I tried once upon a time. Didn't work very well. Let me see if I can do this one here. Why don't I do this little one? Four, 5, 1. So let's say it's Ungoliant. That's a name. That's a name of stitching method. That's block by block. I've never heard of that. Esther says I usually stitch top down, but I'm very much a cross-country stitcher who doesn't care about enclosing stitches. Well, I don't mind boxed in stitches in general when it's well, I used to care more with 14 counts because you can feel the tightness around the stitches a little bit more. But I think it's just a matter of it's fun to try to keep all the stitches together, you know, like Gemma's method. It's fun to do it from time to time with some patterns. Whoops. Stick with this one. One, two. Betty says, Yogi, did you keep up with the ex? That he was alive and well? No. Well, but the thing is, the world being the way it is, even, with exes, I think even if you try to kind of not stay in touch with them, at some point, the social media will probably somehow connect you back to the person, because I have exes in the past that I really have no intention of getting in touch, and for some reason they just suddenly appear on the Facebook group, not Facebook group, on the Facebook or something, and or they come across your profile on Instagram or something, and they go, hey, how are you doing? Sometimes they, for some reason, I think the social media and the internet has a way to connect people, even when you don't want to connect with them anymore. They just, or LinkedIn, if you're in the professional world, a lot of times people look up, other people on LinkedIn, and a lot of exes, they kind of go, hey, so how are you doing? But I don't mind, I have exes that I still keep in touch and friendly with. Not that many, but it happens. And it probably depends on how you break up as well. If the breakup was kind of just, things just died down, it's nobody's fault, then it's easier. But if, there's something else going on, then you kind of just want to move on. Very nice. Oh, right. So it's from Tolkien's novel. I have no idea. No. I'm not that familiar with those. Jojo says, when I decided to get back to cross stitch, I googled how to keep cross stitches neater. Yogi's channel name came up. What? So Jojo found me because she was looking to keep she was looking for information on how to keep the cross stitches neater. There you go. Look at this. This is really neat, isn't it? You're in the right place, Jojo. If you want beautiful stitching, watch this, okay? This is it. I like the chaos, actually. It makes me more relaxed. If things are really neat, like there's certain stitches they can do row by row, or really, really neat, no names, Joyce, and some the other ones as well. You know who you are. And I get really nervous just looking at it. I'm fascinated, okay? If I see people stitching really neatly, I'm fascinated. I want to watch it, but I just know I cannot do it. I just, I'll probably just go nuts. Oh, Elisa says it's like tornado method. Yes, I tried the tornado method. I did have one piece that I started, but I was trying to do block by block, not very successfully, because I just want to wander off and start doing other things. So it was like I was trying to stitch block by block all at the same time, like 4 sides at the same time. So it didn't work out that well. Solar says, or if your axe is dangerous, I hope the hell they don't find you. Yes, that would be scary, wouldn't it? I have to say, luckily, I do not have terrible experiences. When I was younger, though, Lynn, I have to say, not Lynn, Solar. I was a victim. Well, I don't want to say victim, but I was stalked by somebody who was a lot older than me for about 2 years. And that really messed me up. But I was quite young at the time. I was probably barely 17, 16, 17. I was stalked by this guy who claimed to be 21 at the time. But when you were 16, 17, 21 is like really old. But it turned out, I found out later on, he was much older. I think it was about 28 at that time. And he was a really nice looking guy. And, but for some reason, he chose me as the target. And because it didn't take very long. When people are weird, okay, when they're kind of just like psychopathic, you probably find out very quickly. It doesn't matter what they look like. They can look like Johnny Depp or whoever it is you fancy. When you start to notice there's some really obsessive traits, you spot them. You kind of go, well, I'm put off by that. I want to escape from them, but they know it. As soon as you suss them out, they change the strategy completely. They can go from complete charmer to just start to do things like, threaten you with things and, make you scared and stuff like that. And I was really young. I didn't tell anybody I was being stalked for, I think it was till the end of it. So the stalking started since I was probably about just under 17. I didn't tell my parents until nearly 2 years later, when I had to escape and, and look for help. They realized what happened. But it took me a while. It probably took me about 3-4 years. I couldn't be normal. I couldn't have a normal relationship. Maybe that's why, I think partially because probably contributes to the fact that I'm really claustrophobic. I just need to escape from physical space, from mental space. I'm just terrified of being trapped. You know what I mean? So I think that definitely did something to my brain. And so wherever I go, I need to know where the doors are. So I know where, to run to if I need to escape. And I'm very, very kind of really protective of my privacy as well. And that's partially why I don't share my face, I don't share my name. Not because I think, everybody's, they're kind of weirdos. It's kind of instinct that I have. Try to be protective of everything I have, because, privacy is such that once you don't have it, you don't have it. You can't have it back. You can't undo it. So, but for a long time, I couldn't have normal life for a long time. If I go to a party, for instance, and if someone comes into my house, I start start timing it, because I think for a while my threshold of being with someone in a room, one-to-one, was about 2 hours. After 2 hours, I have to make excuses to make the person leave, or I have to leave. I couldn't be there physically with the person for a very long time. So you can imagine the impact on relationships, on friendship was really, really great. So this guy really messed me up. But since I grew up, became older and, kind of became wiser, luckily, all the partners I have, even though a lot of them, we didn't end up being together, and they were decent guys. So, I was terrified that I'll come across another stalker. But luckily, it didn't happen again. So, and time heals, after a while, you just become more relaxed and you can have a life again. So. Sola says, I was stalked too. I met him at dance class. When I tried to distance myself, he wasn't having it. Luckily, I found the right detective. Oh, yes, stalkers are scary. there are different breed of people, because literally, I think this guy dedicated his entire life, day or night, just trying to either try to get in touch with me or try to follow me physically. And it was really, really scary. But I was blaming myself. That's why I didn't tell anybody. And also whoever knew about it, like my friends and stuff, they didn't know what to do. They're as young as I was. So, of course, everybody's saying you have to run away from this guy. But how? They can find your phone numbers. And he was calling, trying to call my place at that time and call my friends constantly. They are obsessed. They're not normal. It's like a full-time job. Elisa says everybody are weirdos. I don't think that. I don't think everybody is, but there's some weirdos out there. Elisa says everybody are weirdos. I just rather they are the right kind or not. I have 2 stalkers. Oh my God, 2 stalkers. So I completely understand. I use humor to hide behind truly letting people get close. I think that's the side effect when if you speak to anybody who has any experience on being stalked. Trusting is such a big issue. It's like, for me, it was psychological, but also physical, physically being in the same room as somebody. And I remember reading this book, okay? This is a guy, I can't remember his name now, it's been quite a few years. This is a British guy who was a prisoner of war. Not prisoner of war, he was a hostage. He was kidnapped by some Middle Eastern country, I cannot remember where it was. He was not only kidnapped, he was kept in isolation for quite a few years. I can't remember how many years, but he was eventually released. But you would have thought, he was so happy being released, because he lived on his own, occasionally have some contact with his, captors for food and maybe a small talk, but pretty much he was kept on his own. And after that, he was describing what happened when he went home to his family, to his kids, who he didn't have contact for many years. That in the beginning, for like the first year or something, he could not even have meals with his family. Just imagine, this guy got released, being a hostage, finally got released, went home to his family. He could not stay in the same room and eat a meal with his family. He couldn't stand it because he was so conditioned to be on his own and to be wary of other people. He couldn't even have a meal with his kids and his wife. That's a kind of psychological. Terry White, yeah, Susan, that's the one. A beardy guy, I think he's still around. Terry White, that was him. And I can't remember who kidnapped him. So when he came back, eventually, he kind of recovered from the experience. But when he described that experience of not being able to have people even in the physical space with him, it resonated with me, even though I wasn't kidnapped. But mentally, I was. This guy basically dominated my life for 2 years. And I was isolated mentally. And I couldn't find help. And so afterwards, I really could not stand having people too close to me, like surrounding area. And as I said, I had a timetable, like a sort of a time threshold. If it's over 2 hours, I just get agitated. I have to, either leave the house or have the person leave the house. So yes, but thank God it's a thing of the past. And, I'm like somewhat normal. Not quite, but a little bit more normal. But yes, so see, if you have kids, definitely pay attention to them. If they, going through problems like this. It's quite hard to talk to your parents, you know, because I thought it was all my fault. So I didn't tell anybody for ages. Ah, life is strange, isn't it? And relationship can be so good when it's good, but it can be so bad when it's bad. So, you know. So this one then. So I'm still trying to figure out what order to do the pass threads, because whether I'm allowed to do pass threads that are kind of away from me, or whether I should. I think blue Sue is probably working from the threads that's closest. So I'm going to do this one. But the great thing about having been stalked is the fact that you can spot another one from miles away because you know the traits. So it probably saved me many, many times, because, you know, if someone's got the kind of obsessive kind of tendency, you know it's time to run away. Just one more here. All right. And you know what? Because this little tail is kind of constantly, it's kind of flow in a random direction. I might try, I don't know, I might have a go. I might try the needle ninja method, because what she does is she will part normally like I do, but with the end tail, she actually does a kind of diagonal like that. I don't know, because it tucks it down a little bit, so it's flowing as the direction you want it to. I might try that actually, because this is a little bit annoying. I know Blue Sue Stitcher, she wouldn't mind. Okay, I'm gonna maybe move to the right side and continue. I really want to get to the purple stitches. I'm not sure where it is. All right then. 3371. 3371. Three, 3, 7, 1. See you later, Lizzie. Two. Um, 1, 2. Okay. And I will park over there. And 315. 315. It's almost, it's a little bit like typewriter method. Not quite, but one, two, 1, 2. Two. One, two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if a blue suit stitcher will go this far, but I'm just doing cross country now. Um, 1, 2, 3. So this one's tricky. I don't know where to park. Hang on. 1, 2. And then what? Just one more. 1, 2. So I was going to do the needle ninja method, but I kind of changed my mind. I think I'm gonna just keep it the way it is. 3, 1, 5, 3, 1, 5 over here. Because I just remember that message has its own problem, because what happens is Needle Ninja, she would end her thread by pulling out from one corner and then tuck it under another corner, 2 stitches away, and then pull it out again. So the advantage of that is you don't get like end threads kind of just, flowing everywhere. It gets tucked down. But the problem is it takes 2 stitches of space for that to happen. Well, actually more. 2 stitches, and then you need to pull the thread up. So it takes up a lot of time, space for a single end threads. So I'm not going to do that. Get the next color. Oh, finally! A purple. Finally, 34. 34. I made it. I made it. I made it. It's a purple. Look at this. That is so pretty. I think the colors are going to be brighter if I'm at this point. Yay, I made it. And Lynn says, Yogi, my shoulder don't stop me. My shoulder don't stop me from eating cheese and crackers. I'm so happy. Yes, the arms are still okay for eating cheese and crackers. Thank God for that. I'd be worried. Can you imagine? You know, no cheese and crackers. That'd be disastrous. And did you go to the doctors? I bet you did, right? And is it just waiting for it to heal, or is it any rehabs you have to do? Yeah, finally a little bit of purple action. Isn't it, Alyssa? Because the bottom left corner, there's some sort of purpley colors, but not as bright as this. This is a proper purple. And I can't wait to stitch pink ones as well, some pink stitches. Jojo says, Yogi, did we pick a Christmas in July project? Well, it's not going to be a single pattern style, so you can pick whatever you like. But if you're asking whether I have chosen one, I haven't actually. I just haven't found one I like yet. So I'm going to keep looking. Because in July, we're going to do a marathon. I don't know. Let me see. So today is 11th. So I think I sort of briefly mentioned it, not very subtly, or very subtle probably. So I've been working on some artwork, and I'm looking to, I'll see how it goes, because I never charted anything before. Once I get artwork that I like, I will start to chart, to create charts with them, because I came from art background, so you know it makes sense for me to do some artwork for a change, you know, and I really enjoy it, and it would be quite nice to be able to create patterns that I really want to stitch, because with my own artwork I can decide how it's going to be. And but when it's going to happen, I'm not too sure, because I'm working on some ideas right now. And I was hoping maybe at some point, you know, maybe before Christmas in July, I might be able to produce something, but I doubt it because it's not really that far away. It's like a month away. And I need to figure out how to chart it properly as well. So it's going to take some time. But I'm not sure. I haven't found any projects, any Christmas projects that I'm just like really, really into that I want to stitch just yet. But I'll keep looking, and I'll let you know when I find something. See, there's a whole bunch of purple stitches. That's about it in this area. Susan, can I steal the idea? This is a darling Christmas hat. Who knows? $34. And there are probably more bright colors there. Let's have a look. I want to have a sneaky peek. Oh, there's another purple here. And that one, oh, a whole bunch of different shades of purple. I'm going to stay here for a little bit. I'm really excited. That one is a purple as well. Lovely. 3687. 3687. It's probably a purple flower or something like that. Oh, Chelsea! Chelsea's done it. Chelsea's finished her Dimensions project. Round of applause for Chelsea. Yay! Well done. Well done. We need to know. We need to see the finished piece. Well done, Chelsea. And that's the full crosses. That's done, right? So I love to see the finished piece, and then also the back stitching as well at some point. Not tonight. Yes, round of applause for Chelsea. Amazing. And don't forget to post it on the Facebook group. Stargazer says, I think Yogi should create at least one Yogi special stitchy project for us. We can look back in 20 years from now and say she was pretty good. She was a pretty cool YouTube cab. Oh no, you chew cat. Oh, you mean the dolly piece? Who knows? Yes. But you can be sure that my patterns will not have a calamari, okay? Or big eyes. That's not gonna happen. Lisa, like the piece someone posted on a Facebook group of the three aliens. It was Ellen. Oh, Ellen's just trying to send me to the hospital. Yes, that was terrifying. Why would anybody want to stitch a piece like that? I just never know. You know, the calamari lady was puzzling as it is, but the three aliens is just like, what on earth? I'm sure some of you probably go, hey, I fancy that. That's my dream pattern, some of you might say. Can you imagine stitching that piece? Okay, let me end this one here. Oh, Janine, you're right. A supersized, double supersized image of kale. Yes, exactly. And I'll dedicate the pattern to Janine. Lindsay's yogi doctor said, badly bruised, but must keep moving. Oh, right. But that's good news. That means, nothing's broken. And yes, sometimes, the best policy of healing is just keep moving, just keep, making the body stronger. Oh, Lynn. At least you can still have the cheese and crackers. Thank God for that. Yes, Susan. So I've got two ideas from you, right? One is from Susan, is Dolly with Christmas wearing a Christmas hat, and another one is from Janine, a giant kale, supersize, double supersize. Oh, I'm sorted. Now I know what to do. Stargazers, that's absolutely no in three aliens. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Imagine if someone from the chat to just go, oh, I would love to stitch something like that so I can look at it every single day. Those big eyes. And also the skin condition. Did you see that pattern? The aliens not just have like giant eyes, size of dinner plates, but also like weird kind of skin conditions. Some people have the phobia looking at kind of really uniform shapes and stuff like that. I mean, it's so triggering, seriously. I think a lot of people probably need therapy just looking at that image. I mean, why would, imagine a single project probably take you ages. Imagine doing supersize of that one. Oh dear, oh dear. Yes. I'm getting cold sweat just thinking about it. And, they're selling that particular, selling that pattern. I mean, it probably means somebody somewhere buys it, right? They think there is a market for it. Someone will go, well, that's my dream pattern. 3835. Yes, the kale piece I'm going to dedicate to Janine, and the dolly piece I'm going to dedicate to Susan, of course. I have to give you the credit. It's your idea. Sola says, Yogi, I joined a gym and going to my first Zumba class tonight. Oh, really? Wonderful. I love a bit of Zumba. And they have yoga in the morning, going to do that. Definitely, Sola. Do both. Yes, Zumba is quite fun. It's kind of slightly, as far as the gym world goes, they're kind of phasing that out. I don't know why, because everybody loves Zumba, but sometimes they're just trying to introduce different things. But yes, Zumba is fun. And definitely try out definitely do the yoga as well. Stargazer says, I made the comment on a post about alien skin being bedazzled. Oh, I know. It's just like, just 3 giant aliens. Can you make it even worse? Yes. Just give them weird skin condition. Wow, Janine, you're giving me too many ideas, Janine. Janine's not only suggesting the kale, but having pineapple on top of it. My God, that's going to be a masterpiece. I am so excited. How about, Susan, how about Dolly wearing a pineapple on her head and eating kale? How's that as an idea? Jojo says if there's kale, it needs calamari. No, it doesn't. Oh, can you imagine 3 giant aliens and there's a calamari in the background? That's one. That's one project that you have to do. Oh my goodness. One, two, three. Where am I? Where am I, seriously? Here. There's one stitch here. It's a whole bunch of purple stitches. No, Susan. I was hoping Dolly might add, you know, a little bit more attraction to the piece. You know, if it's just kale pineapple, you're not going to stitch it. But if I put Dolly in there as well, you probably go, yeah, that looks nice. I'm sacrificing Dolly, okay? Jeannie says, a big squid making his home in a kale, eating pineapples. Yeah, so three aliens and the squid having a party, and the party foods kale and pineapples. Maybe some cheese straws. Oh, that's a nice party. Oh dear, wrong corner. Hang on. Eh. Well, you know what? I never thought about putting kale on pizza. I think it might be a good idea because some pizza, they put spinach on top of pizza, don't they? So it's not that different. You can have kale, and also, have you guys tried avocados on pizza? You can chop avocado bits and just bake with the pizza. It's so good. So kale and avocado pizza, maybe with some pineapples if you're going wild. Jeanine says aliens are not invited to the party. But you know what? Recently, wasn't there somebody supposed to be kind of politician or somebody saying that the aliens are amongst us? They're kind of just blending in, looking normal. And they're already here. We just don't know because we can't tell the difference. They kind of, you know, morph into human forms, but they're aliens. They're already here. Seriously. So, you know, we think aliens look like those three in the pattern. Maybe they don't. Maybe they look like you. Which one of you? Confess. If you're an alien, just wave your hands. Monique says, does anyone know how to draw these 3 aliens and calamari for a cross-stitch pattern? That would be me. If anyone has the skill and the flair to create that piece, that would be me. 3 aliens eating kale and pineapple together. Yes, I will dedicate that piece to you guys. 550 is one of my favorites. It's probably my favorite purple in DMC. 550. Lovely. Oh, things are looking up. Look at this piece. It's got all sorts of purple color going on there. Yes, exactly, Janine. Janine has faith in yogi. That's me. That's what I'm born to do, okay? You know, I went to art school and years of training as a designer, as an artist. This is what I'm, you know, what is preparing me to create 3 aliens and kale. That's the title of the piece. Not 3 amigos, 3 aliens. So let's say it's the best smoothie I ever had was with baby kale, pineapple, frozen banana, and avocado. That sounds amazing. Solar. I can definitely see that. That's definitely delicious because a lot of times if you have green smoothies, they put maybe few pieces of apple, you know, just to make it slightly sweet. But if you have pineapple is really sweet and sour. And banana as well, banana and avocado, they make the smoothie really, really creamy as well. That's a great combination. Definitely. Because sometimes they go a little bit too far with green smoothies. It just tastes like you're drinking grass, you know. It's just all spinach with a tiny bit of apple. But if you put pineapples and avocado as well, that's delicious. And banana as well. Maybe Rachel can do that. Maybe she's already got the design, okay? Who knows? Maybe it's already in her shop. Oh, look at this purple. What's a dinosaur kale? Lisa. Purple kale. You know the ones, because kale, there are quite a lot of kale related veggies. They're they are kale, but they look very different. There is one called, what is it called? It's kind of curly and then dark as well, quite long. So they don't look like regular kale, but it's a type of kale. That's my favorite. See you later, Susan. Night night. Maybe I will do another purple. Lovely. 154. It's more like a burgundy. Oh, it's kind of purple. Really dark purple. Oh, there you go, Lisa. Lisa already has it. She says, I actually have a pattern that is of a kale plant. It's beautiful. Yes, I'm not surprised. It's delicious to eat and beautiful to look at. Well, Lisa doesn't have three aliens. Not yet. All right, I'm gonna end this one here. Or should I? Maybe I will park it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Passion for stamping, hello. Ginny says, don't leave me with Yogi all by myself. I won't single you out, okay, Janine? I'll try. Very tempting, very tempting. Ah, so that piece is from Stitches So Beautiful. It's probably quite beautiful. Beautiful picture of a kale with pineapples. Passion says, Yogi, what happened to your Gecko Rouge project? Oh, the project itself is fine. Is the marking of it. So I lost all my stitches on, on Saga. So really, I really should blame Saga rather than Gecko Rouge. But hopefully, I have a version of backup. But I can't remember the last time I back up the project. Hopefully, I have the previous session, and I'm able to retrieve it and download it. But I have to figure out how to do it. But yes, so the project itself is fine. It's just the app, the pattern. It's not doing so good, okay? And I can't figure out how it happened because there's just no way for me to just go and delete everything. I would have known because the screen looks different. You know, the sprint view and the calendar view, they look different because the calendar's got a whole list of all the dates. It looks drastically different from the sprint view. So I have no idea how I managed to delete everything. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. Just like my missing flaws. Okay, I still haven't found them. All right, I'm gonna do one more actually. So it's about 10 minutes past 12. Passion says, "Phew, at least your piece is fine. From your posting on Facebook, it looks like you have frogged the entire stitch area." It didn't look like that. I basically just grab a screen grab to show you the completely blank pattern. So it basically erased everything I marked. I would not say the piece is totally fine. Of course, Passion, you're probably aware of my 2,000 stitches situation, okay? But I'm parking that issue for now and just keep stitching forward. But yeah, there you go. Just when you think the worst has happened, no, there's more. All right, I'm going to do this one, 3371. 3371. 3371. It's okay. I'll keep moving forward. I love that piece. You know, I'll find a way to stitch it no matter what. 3371. Oh, that piece, Elisa. Someone mentioned that one a while ago. If I remember correctly, Elisa, that doesn't look like kale, does it? The name is kale, but it doesn't it doesn't look like the kale I eat every day. So this color, guys, might be my last color. And I will be sharing my stitches with you and hopefully not to erase everything, okay? I'll do my best. Who knows? Whoops. Three. Yes, it looks more like a flower, isn't it? See you later, Sola. Enjoy your Zumba and report back. You know, you'll probably feel it tomorrow. Zumba is very energetic. Senna, did you cut and paste from somewhere? That's almost poetic. Yes. I don't know why that's called kale, because it looks nothing like kale. It doesn't look edible. It looks like flowers. All right, then I'm going to do this little bit here. 5 more stitches. Actually, 3 more. I've done these 2 already. And then I'm going to park it. Okay then, let's have a look. Where shall I park it? Let me park it below here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be there waiting for me. Very nice. Right, guys, have a look. Finally, I got to some colorful bits with the purple stitches. So today, this is the piece I've been stitching, and it's called Vibrant Fusion. Okay, so let me show you the mock-up just in case you missed it. Where's my mock-up? There you go. That's the full piece. Isn't that beautiful? And if you're wondering where I am right now, look towards the bottom left. Okay, so I'm kind of stitching from slightly darker area here. And but gradually I'm moving toward the right side. I think at the moment, where am I? I'm probably on around the pink flower after the white one and from the bottom there. So gradually things are going to get more and more colorful as I move forward. So I'm really looking forward to it. See, this is supposed to be the white flower, but it looks really gray because it's in the shadow a little bit. But gradually from this point on, it's going to be a lot of flowers. I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm going to show you today my stitch count, okay? And here we go. Here's my app. Back to 2026. And look at this. This is a massive piece. So this is 600 by 600 in terms of dimensions, okay? Just a little bit on the left here that's happening. It looks crazy, doesn't it? With 5 by 5 gridding. It just looks like some sort of weird thing on the screen. So, guys, are you ready for my stitch count today? You know, for the past 2 weeks, you were deprived of you know, from this revelation at the end of every stream. So I'm going to count down to, oh, Passion says 255. I will take a guess, actually. I think it's about 185. That's my guess. That's my guess. But for parking method, it's not bad, okay? And it's 5 million. Alyssa is the winner tonight. Yay. All right. We don't have to reveal the stitch count because Alyssa basically got it. 5 million. Stargazer, 223. Ah, everybody says confidence for me. Jojo 175. I think Jojo might be slightly closer, to be honest with you. If I'm totally Janine, look at this, okay? Look at what I have to put up with Janine. And Janine is blaming Yogi for picking singling her out. And look at this. This is what I have to put up with, live with every day from Janine. Here we go. So I'm going to count down from 3, 2. Are you ready? 1. Boom. Oh, nice. I'm actually doing a little bit better than I thought. I was being a little bit conservative. The grand total of Yogi stitches today is 214. Yay! This is a little bit better than I thought. Closer to 5 million, wouldn't you say, Alyssa? Yes, thank you, Clara. Our emoji buffet, sadly, without the members emoji. But hey, we still get a buffet, don't we? Yes, 214 isn't too bad at all. And I'll try to remove this sprint very carefully and not to remove the whole lot. Oh dear. And yes, Janine says, you're getting faster. That's why. I do not believe you, Janine. I question the sincerity of that comment, okay? And not 5 million, but closer. Closer to 5 million than 185. Yes, guys, it was great to stitch with you today. And as I said in the beginning, just in case you missed, okay, tomorrow, Friday, obviously we don't have a stream, but on Saturday, I do have slightly later classes on Saturday, late afternoon and evening as well. So Saturday, just for this week, stream will not happen. But I think Suzanne is going to do a stream for everyone. So go join her, and I'm sure maybe a few other floss tubers will be streaming as well, hopefully around this time. And Dana has just said hello. Hello, Dana. And 99, yes, almost 99. Yes, so but we will come back on Sunday, okay? Put it on your calendar. Sunday, we're going to come back. We're going to start the stream a little bit sooner. It's not going to be like a half marathon as such, but I will try to start maybe around 6 o'clock p.m. UK time on Sunday. I'll do my best. Around that time, 6:30, so we get a longer session, and maybe between 6 and 7, I don't know. But I will put out the schedule for you on Sunday, okay? So peaceful Sunday stitching, and we will catch up, because by then we would, miss each other for 2 days, and I'll miss you a lot. And but it's life. I have to work, and sometimes it happens. My timetable is not predictable. So until Saturday, okay? And stay healthy, stay fit, and do a little bit of Zumba, and maybe a bit of yoga, and eat some kale, okay? And try not to get injured by horses, and animal related injuries, and please avoid. So I will see you on Sunday, and until then, keep stitching, and I will see you then, nice and early. Night night, everyone. Love you all. Bye bye.